निकालिए लोग उसी फाइल में रहने दीजिए, क्या जरूरत है पेपर यूज करने की, कोई जरूरत नहीं, उसी में इट विल बी इंटैक्ट। will be intact. Light should go.
Morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for the Viva Voce of Mr. Jyoti Singh Gupta. On the behalf of the department and the university, I would like to welcome our external guide, Professor Dr. Sujit Kumar Dubey, sir, from IIT BHU. We welcome you, sir. And we have one more external member joining with us, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Panda from NIT Rourkela. Mr. Jyoti Singh, his thesis titled Impact of Marketing on Consumer Behavior in Residential Real Estate Project. We would also like to welcome his guide supervisor, Dr. Satyendra Kishore, sir. Sir, we welcome you. So, sir, with your permission, can we start the presentation, sir?
Sure. Let me correct you. I am from Institute of Management Studies, Banaras Hindu University. We are having a separate IIT and separate Institute of Management.
Institute of Management.
Yeah. Normally, it is there in most of the cases. IITs are having the management department. Independent institute is there.
Good morning, sir.
वो फैन वो वाला बंद कर दीजिएगा तो वॉइस हाँ प्लीज कंटिन्यू
So of course you would understand that this moment is slightly exciting and a little bit of nervousness is also there because it's been a long wait, it's been a long journey of almost 6 years. So I'm glad to have this presentation before you. My thesis titled Impact of Marketing Ethics on Consumer Behavior in Real Estate Projects, precisely on residential. While I start this presentation, I would like to say a few words about my background as well. So it's been almost 22 years I've been working into real estate. Presently, I'm working with Phoenix Mills Limited, where I'm positioned as Deputy Development Director. Before that, I did my MBA in marketing, and also I have one PG diploma in corporate law. And subsequently, I enrolled for this PhD program in IFI, and I'm continuing. I enrolled for this PhD program in 2020, and subsequently next year it got registered. My PhD title already I have spoken about. Join.
Dr. Panda, am I audible, sir? Sir? Sir, are we audible?
आपका आप म्यूट है, अनम्यूट करिए.
I can hear you and can see you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. And I have just started and I'm continuing now. So I got enrolled in 2020 and my PhD topic was registered in 2021. Subsequent to that, it took a bit of time in framing the model and doing the literature survey, and we were in a position to conduct pilot study only in 2023. The outcome of pilot study was encouraging, and we realized that yes, we can continue with this study. And in 2023, we started with the data collection, and this analysis was done in mid of 2024, and since then thesis writing was conducted, and in 2025 it was concluded and submitted. This was briefly my PhD journey. Where some broad topics I have captured in my presentation. I will quickly run you through this. And these are all broad topics. Under that, there are subsections in the PhD as well as in the synopsis I have submitted. It starts from research overview and ends with findings of the research. So the first question comes as why this topic was chosen. So basically, since I come from real estate background and also I have done marketing studies, so my interest was always in understanding the consumer behavior also. And apparently it was found that this topic is relevant. So we can say that that was the major motivation behind this study. So if we briefly look at the real estate market in India, so real estate is spread across other verticals like, retail is one industry which is basically shopping malls, entertainment centers, then the hospitality, the hotel and restaurants, these things. Commercial is office building, ITS, infrastructure, etc. And housing is the core thing, which is for the end users. Housing is residential sector. And as we can see that the market is booming because of FDI and as well as the government regulations, which has added a lot of transparency so far, even though there are further scope for improvement. So we see that by 2047, so it is expected to reach around 5,800 or 6,000 billion US dollar. And when we talk about marketing, so rather than your 4P model, now 4C model is more focused, where we talk about consumer satisfaction, then cost. Consumer is getting product at rather than the pricing of a product, and then more than the promotion, it is how it is being communicated to the customers. And then which was placed earlier in 4P model. Now we are talking about the convenience of the customer in getting these products. And when we see on the left hand side, this Lauterbach study was highlighted in Meng's study in 2019. Interestingly, he has talked about what are the major activities into real estate, which starts with the development program, then the market analysis happens, then product is designed, which product will go where, and then the pricing of the product, then how it has to be communicated, and once it is absorbed by the customer, then what would be the after sales service. And this real estate marketing has basically two environments, what we can say. One is macro and micro environment. Macro environment is very interesting because it has all the aspects of our society, like economy, law, policies, culture, the society, the demography of the people. All these things are environment of a real estate marketing thing. And in micro, these are about the promoters, the customers, and the opinion formed by the customers and the intermediaries who bridge between the promoters and the consumers. When this topic is related to ethics, so we will get into marketing ethics and we'll try and understand what ethical relationship marketing is in my thesis. So I have given a broad picture here that what it exactly is. It starts with integration of ethical analysis and then the orientation of customers, putting the customer first approach, and then the building on the virtues of trust and commitment, and then having transparent communication and building mutual trust, not limiting only within the legal requirements, exceeding that, and moreover, management taking the ownership of being within the ethical, uh, uh, sphere. Then again, when we are studying consumer behavior and also we are linking it with marketing. So I have tried explaining both the things side by side. So Hawkins study where we see that what are the marketing strategy is driven by. So we talk about analysis, then segmentation, then strategy, which is again product oriented, then how consumer makes the decision. So on the left hand side, we see the consumer decision making process. So it starts with the requirements, then the customer finds the information where he will get the product, then evaluation of the resource, comparison basically, and then ultimately reaching out to the destination where we will get the product, and the post purchase process. And again, this has two-dimensional influences. The customer is influenced by his external factors and as well as internal factors. Internal factors are like perception, the motivation, emotional aspects, and then in the external thing we see that his culture will drive his decision making, even friends and relatives, his own demography. So we find a link between the marketing strategy and consumer decision making process. So I have summarized the research motivation here. What we are trying to say is that since India's economy is highly dependent on real estate industry, and it also accounts for 6% of the GDP, and again the demand is also increasing, whereas the supply is less, and the studies indicate that there are not sufficient ethical practices, whereas this marketing basically oversees the relationship between the customers and the organizations. So we are motivated to conduct this study, and we evaluate how ethical activities in marketing can influence the customers. So here we talk about the relevance of the topic. Also, this topic is highly relevant today because real estate is a significant industry in India. And again, consumer behavior, if we understand properly, then we can boost our sale, which drive the organization also. And home buyers' attitude is critical in decision making. So main focus of this study is mainly in marketing practices in residential real estate. There are other domains, but we focused on residential. And we have studied the impact of the customers, impact of ethics on customers' attitude and geography. We have limited in West Bengal. Precisely, it was Kolkata and vicinity we could capture in this survey. And the ultimate goal was to find out the impact of marketing ethics on consumers' behavior. We have reviewed roughly 160 literatures, but out of that we found around 84 literatures to be very relevant if we consider the broad topics which we have reviewed, like real estate market, marketing and ethics, consumer behavior and attitude, ethics awareness, transparency, price fairness, and research methodology. So if we see the theoretical background, largely this study is influenced by the theory of planned behavior, so which indicates that behavioral intentions are predicted by attitude towards the conduct. And if we can see that attitude is impacted by the constructs which we have taken in our study, then we see that there is a link. We can extend this model, and this attitude is driving intention and intention is driving behavior. So our study is based on TPB model. After studying the literatures, so these are the major gaps we could found that there are literatures on ethics, but again in India, if we compare between India and abroad, we find that in India it is little less in terms of marketing ethics. And also on real estate marketing, the depth is significant. We couldn't find any model that show the impact of marketing ethics on consumer behavior. And again, the ticket size, which is the buying capacity, that is also not used in any of these studies as a moderator. And last but not the least, no research was in India on consumers' perception about organization based on ethicality. If one organization is ethical, how this organization will perform, that also we couldn't establish through the literature surveys. Finally, we came up with this framework of this study: bias awareness about ethics, adoption of ethics by promoters, developers, transparency, developers, price preference. We would study how these variables are impacting buyer's attitude, and again we are studying whether buying capacity, which is ticket size, is influencing at all or not. This study is quite significant because we see that it's evaluating. Again, I'm reiterating only, but this is how it has become significant. So whatever gaps we have found, some of the gaps it is mitigating, like it is finding the impact of marketing ethics, and again, it also investigates the influence of the purchasing power of the buyers. The practical implication would be we would be in a position to suggest in the end of the study that policymakers can frame better policies which can regulate the transparency and the ethical practices in real estate. And also it will be helpful to other industries as well, not only the real estate per se. Even further studies also can be done. Like as I said, it is focused on only real estate. We can see the other domains as well. So now we enter into the main core area of this research. So where we talk about the objectives, questions, and the hypothesis. We target to study the impact of home buyers awareness. At the same time, because this is very important, we find that the literature doesn't talk much about whether the consumers themselves are aware or not, and whether their awareness is going to impact, and how it will impact. And again, impact of adoption of marketing ethics by a marketer, whether if I as a consumer I know somebody is practicing ethics, whether it impacts my buying intention or not. That also this study is studying. And transparency, which is linked with marketing ethics, not exactly a subset. And the price fairness. So these are the main core elements we are studying. These are the objectives. And finally, we are also checking whether the buying power impacting these relationships or not. So here are two primary questions, and hypotheses are based on that. So the First question is talking about whether bias awareness about marketing ethics influences buyer attitudes towards buying home from a marketer. And again, if his buying capacity is moderating this relationship. And the second question is again whether adoption of marketing ethics by a marketer influences the buyer's attitude or not, and his buying capacity is moderating this relationship or not. Secondly, the transparency and price fairness, whether transparency maintained by a marketer is influencing a buyer's decision, and whether price fairness maintained by a developer is influencing the buyer decision. In both the cases, buyer's buying capacity, which is ticket size, is tested as a moderate. So method adopted in this study is inferential quantitative method. Because studies suggest that if it is tested through hypothesis and finally the findings are basically to establish basically the findings are based on the hypothesis only. So quantitative method is helpful, and for this quantitative method we deployed survey, and the sampling technique we taken convenience random hybrid sampling. Convenience random hybrid because we figured out a certain real estate communities, some developers, certain areas, and yes, sir. So basically, in those communities, these samples were randomized, whereas the convenience because we reached out to those communities. Size of population approximately it was considered as around 10 lakh based on the recent registered projects in West Bengal as per REA website. Registration happened and the media reports which are in detail captured in this study. So it would be around 10 lakh or so. And the sample size was calculated using MM 1967 formula and it is coming around 400. Data were collected through questionnaire and responses received through various channels. Face-to-face interviews also happened. In fact, during the pilot study, all interviews were face-to-face only, so that the questions could be reframed, certain questions can be added and modified, and ultimately, the analysis was done through this smart KLS4. In pilot study, we adopted snowball sampling method, which is a kind of referential model. Because initially it was slightly difficult, and we wanted to understand largely how the questionnaire were being interpreted by the audience. So we reached out to 40 participants, and responses were taken through face-to-face interviews. There were some 31 main questions and another 5 total masters related questions were 35 and 5 other generic questions were there related to demography, etc. And this was the model in pilot study. So in this presentation, I haven't captured, but in the thesis, it has been detailed out. Like if we see some variables are missing out from here, like here say 1, here say 5, 6, then trans 1. So basically, these were deleted based on the outer loadings, which were not only below the threshold, but also removal of them did not impact or did not positively impact the margin. So the outcome of the pilot study, based on which we decided to proceed for indicator reliability and convergent validity, discriminant validity, all were good. Only in significant level, we found that two constructs were qualified, two constructs failed. But since pilot study is not the final study and also the sample size was limited, we decided to continue. This is the data set for main study. 438 participants were there, but after data cleaning, we got final sample size of 410. Responses were collected through various channels. These are the numbers of different demography. This is the table. Here, the income range what we have taken is 6 lakh and beyond. So what we have done is in this study, the LIG was not considered. We have taken MIG and HIG as far as the state government policy and central government policy concerned. So LIG developments are not considered in this study. And also it was understood that since there is a set of questionnaire which have to be explained to the audience and they will have to interpret and respond properly. So it was preferred that we will reach out to MIG and HIG customers. This was the final model used in ASM. So awareness, adoption, income, price fairness, transparency. These are the constructs. These are reflecting, whereas income is the moderator here. Will not get into the details, so I've given tabular representation here that is showing that this mean and standard deviation for bias attitude, bias awareness, adoption of ethics, all questions covered here. Finally, pricing. So we see that all boxes are checked as far as the statistics is concerned based on the final data we received. Because indicators suggested that they are contributing to the measurement, and also we found that the convergentability was there was no redundancy of any variable, and collinearity issue was also not there. And finally, we got the p values also of maximum threshold. So this is about hypothesis one. It shows the test results, p value and p value. We see that the statistical outcome is higher than the threshold for t. Also, it is lesser than the maximum threshold. That is why hypothesis is accepted. However, in this, we find that the ticket size is not moderating this relationship. So that hypothesis was rejected. Similarly, in hypothesis 2, we have tested, and the outcome is suggesting that the hypothesis can be very well accepted. However, with moderation, it cannot be accepted. hypothesis 3 is about transparency. Here also we get the similar result. And the impact of income is common. It is not impacting, so the hypothesis is rejected. And even same happens with the price fairness also. In price fairness also, we find that this income which was taken as a moderate variable, the ticket size, is not impacting bias attitude as far as this relationship is concerned with price fairness. So based on the above tests and analysis, so this was the outcome model. And we have removed the income from this because income is not moderate. So we are saying that bias awareness, adoption of ethics by marketers, their transparency, their price fairness are impacting the bias attitude. Because everywhere we see that the P value, the satisfying the ratio values. We tried comparing it with existing literature also, which were otherwise very relevant in Indian context. So although there are limited works, but Jain and Mahajan, they highlighted the manager's ethical behavior, stakeholders' perception. Of course, customers are also one of the stakeholders. And Omred and Bar, they applied same TPV model. They tested the influence of price consciousness, quality consciousness, health consciousness. Whereas in our study, we are studying impact of awareness, adoption of ethics and marketers transparency and marketers price fairness. So we are saying that the implication on real estate developer is ethics is paramount for the marketing activities. Customer always, irrespective of the income level, income group, customers should be always preferring ethical developers only. And although RERA is there since 2016 and it has the framework to guide transparency in the still there requires to be a comprehensive law because it doesn't capture everything. It is only a certain portion, there is a parameter for which the registration is required, and it's only it seems to be the registration is the formality, but beyond that, there has to be a comprehensive law which will be guiding the real estate industry. And academic institutions may have marketing ethics in the curriculums. Students can learn and prepare better for their future. However, there are certain limitations in this study, like developers' data was not collected, it was not captured in this study. Factors like sales and marketing approach, etc., was also not considered. It was focused on home buyers only, not on customers of any other products. LIG segment was also not taken within the purview, and geographical limit was West Bengal. In conclusion, we can say that this study has established the marketing ethics is significant and the ethical standards need to be incorporated. In the practice, management should promote transparency and fair pricing. This study and the framework can be utilized for other industries as well. And it can determine impact of marketing ethics on consumers of other products and services as well. And the knowledge acquired from the study will benefit the industry, of course, that we have spoken about, and researchers and education institutes, and of course, the policymakers and regulatory bodies. So I have kept it brief, and I welcome all the questions and any clarification that is required. But before I end this presentation, I would like to thank Ayuj for sure, because it's been, as I said, it's been a long yet very, very satisfying journey. And my perception has totally transitioned from day zero to today, because in industry we work in a different manner. Our research work and analysis is totally different than the academics. So I think my perception has totally changed. My guide has been very, very kind enough. I did a lot of mistakes. So he has spearheaded and he has aligned me to the right direction. And this product is outcome of that. Runa ma'am was there since beginning. Now the new coordinator is has taken charge, and she has also been very, very kind enough in all communications, etc. But apart from this, what I found very, very critical in the last phase is the external examiners review and the recommendations that have helped a lot, because I think my thesis is again further improved from there. I think in September, October, I received the review and the comments. So after that, there have been a lot of corrections in that. Although those are micro corrections, but those are very, very significant. And wholeheartedly, I thank. I'm not aware, whose suggestions were that, but this was very, very instrumental. There were many faculty members, including Dr. Rajkumar Rao and others. They helped in all statistical analysis. With my limited knowledge, I could do it because of all these helps. And yeah, so whatever the outcome has come out right now after 6 years of labor, I am personally quite satisfied. It may not be very prudent to be able to, I would try to answer all the questions, but this is a disclaimer. What I would like to put is that even when I was studying today, there are a lot of literatures I have reviewed. So some of the literatures I tend to study again and again, get into the details. Probably even if I do a further study, so there are not many things I can do a further study as well. But definitely, I put in my all sincere, honest effort, and this topic was very interesting to me because that is how I have been brought up. So ethics always remained in my ecosystem wherever I walked, and this I want to definitely implement in the industry where I work in future also. And this literature which has come out is going to help me. That's what I feel. Thank you, sir.
Can we start?
Yes, sir. Now we welcome the externals to please kindly put forward your questions.
Let's stop share.
No, it's okay. How you used to pronounce your name? Dhurba Jyoti Singh.
There are dual pronunciation. So basically, the Bengalis is pronounces it as Dhruvo,
Dhrubo.
and the others they call it as Dhruv only. Like Rama, we pronounce it Ram. Vivekananda, like this Dhruv.
Okay. So, Jyoti, it was very comprehensive presentation. I'm having certain queries. It's not there as a question, it is there as a query from my side. The very first thing which is there that you shown in your PPT that the real estate comprise of the retail, housing, commercial, hospitality. So, are you aware about the percentage of the housing which is there in the total pie?
Not precisely, sir.
Because you are working, you are a practitioner in that very field. Na? That's why I'm asking you if somebody was there as a regular student, so it was not the question which was targeted to him. because you are there in the industry. That's why I'm asking you, are you aware the composition, what exactly the retail composition is there, or the housing composition is there, or the commercial composition is there, or the hospitality composition is there?
So as I said,
In terms of percentage, any approx?
yeah, not very precisely, as I said, but largely the largest pie is in the residential real estate one. Because
It is there with the residential.
Yes.
So, do you think that it is more than 50% or
Yes,
it's?
yes, definitely. It would be close to 65 to 70%, because there are two sectors. One is organized and one is unorganized. So organized residential real estate, what we talk about when we are in corporate. But beyond that also there is a real estate sector. So if we take both,
If we combine,
both, it would be close to 70-75% in India,
so
especially.
75% alone, this residential is there with that. And in the rest, retail and the commercial and the this hospitality industry is there.
The reason being, because rest of the things you will find mostly in urban areas, like the hospitality, if you see, if you see the commercial, like as I said, IT is the business buildings, you will find mostly in the urban areas only. And the logistics, some, which is the industrial, so that we'll find in some mixed, semi-urban areas. But if you take the rural areas, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, in tier 2 cities, if I give you an example of, let's say, Ranchi. So in Ranchi, you will find 2-3 malls, they call themselves mall, but altogether it would be total 6-7 lakh square feet. Whereas if you see Calcutta as a real estate market, in retail, I'm giving you an example. So there we will find 10 malls, out of which there are 3 malls which has 6 lakh per square feet. The mall which I am developing, it has 20 lakh square feet of development. So, but if you come to Ranchi, it is different. The moment you go down further in tier 2 cities, it is different. Again, in Ranchi, you will hardly find any organized commercial buildings, and those will be very small development, but residential is a long story.
Okay. And your research work is based on the 4C models, like customer, cost, convenience, and the communication.
My research is based on the basically TPB model, which is theory of plant behavior.
That is okay. But you consider this also 4C model for your research, na?
Yes.
So do you think that it is fit with this real estate projects, because there are 4 consideration: customer, cost, convenience, and the communication?
Certainly.
Is there anything which you can add in as another C?
So I'll study further and find out. This is a very interesting question. So haven't been able to.
See, I'm not asking those questions which is pure academic questions, because you are a practitioner, so you should have a better understanding in comparison to a fresh student. Try to find out that there is a scope, and you should have gone for elaboration of that very model, so that it would be a real benchmark for the others. Okay. And another important thing is that when you talk about the ethics, marketing ethics, especially with reference to the real estate. So have you tried to define that what exactly the marketing ethics which is there with reference to the real estate in your working definition of the marketing ethics?
Yes, sir. When we are talking about marketing ethics, especially in real estate, it is mainly about the communication.
It is mainly about the communication.
Mainly about the communication. What you communicate to your customers, whether there is any concealment, whether there is anything which you are just restricting yourself as per the law, or you are going beyond.
So in any case, if you are there, if you're talking about the housing, there will be always concealment. No developer is fair enough so that he or she is going to reveal that what exactly they are offering. We all know that there is a carpet area, there is a build-up area, there is a super build-up area. Most of the people, they are not aware, and they used to buy the house. They are buying a house of 1100 square feet, and exactly they are getting 750 square feet.
Correct, sir.
So no developer is transparent. And you have used the one of the important variable as a transparency.
Yes.
No developer in India is transparent. No developer. There is no developer whom you can say that they are transparent in their practices.
So,
There might be somebody who is close to the transparency, but no one is transparent in this field. So how come you concluded that, okay, people are transparent in this field?
I did not conclude this. Sorry, I did not conclude this.
Then
Actually, that is
You started with that.
Yes, I started with. Sir, I will tell you the story. When in 2020, when I joined, so at that time, the topic was not registered, but I was roaming around this only. That marketing ethics I am going to study. So at that point of time, Professor Rao was also here as VC. So he has also asked me that, are you very sure? Because this is
Professor Panda, are you listening this? Am I audible?
Yeah, I'm listening, sir.
So he was also see, you are getting into a very dangerous territory. So I said, sir, okay, what we will do, see, in this study, you will find interestingly, we did not
See,
get into
in academics, what happened that we used to review the literature. And on the basis of that, we try to find out the different variables with which we can proceed further. And on the basis of that, we set the objectives and we formulate the hypothesis. It may be rejected or it may be accepted. But do you think that you got the sufficient literature on the transparency factor with respect to the real estate? I'm asking you a question.
Yes. So I'm coming to there. So basically, your question is one of the questions of this study also. We did not
No,
conduct.
I'm not coming to that part. It's the initial stage.
So I'm talking about that only. So your question is so relevant and so correct that this was the question in this study. This is the question asked to the participants in the survey as well. And this is an aspect, general aspect. Otherwise, we all perceive also that no real estate developer is transparent. And when we study the literature, so even there are various articles and including the industry veterans, they have also questioned this. And these questions actually started coming since 2005, because in 2005 when FDI came and the market was open and everybody was getting into the Indian market, so this question came and it took a lot of time. In 2016 RERA came, and the very intent of RERA is to have the transparency.
And they failed also.
They have not. No, I will rather call it as they have not 100%. They have not been 100% successful, because see, sir, when you talk about carpet area, you will find then today whenever any registration happens for any apartment, the developers mention only carpet area. They don't talk about any other area, built up, super built up. They do not talk because they cannot talk. So that way, if you go and measure your house, even sir, recently I bought my home. So I took my survey, then I have found that it was exactly matching the carpet area. This was not the case earlier. But this is only one aspect. There are many
So
things.
according to you, after RERA, it was a bound compulsion on the part of the developer that they are supposed to mention the carpet area rather than the build-up area or the super build-up
Any
area.
superficial area, they are constrained to mention right now. That is one aspect. Other aspects are like, for example, until and unless any project is registered, they cannot market it also. Whatever they are marketing, they have to be very cautious about providing all those amenities. Any amenity that is kept in any brochure, any leaflet, any hoarding, it has to be provided and it has to be exactly registered with RERA also. But
I'm giving you my example. I made a payment for a flat in 2009. In 2009, and I got that flat registered in my name in 2015. And I got the possession of that very flat in 2025. RERA was also involved. I had made a complete payment in 2015 and I got that flat registered in my name without possession, without construction.
That was your agreement for sale.
No, I'm not saying agreement for sale. Proper registry.
Registration, the document was nomenclatured as agreement for sale. That was not deed of conveyance, because until and unless it was built and they could give you possession, they could not have registered the deed of conveyance. So to console you as a customer, what they have done is they registered you they have got some document registered in your name.
I'm telling you again, it was not the deal of agreement. It was a complete registry.
And without the property built.
I'm giving you a situation. And I got the possession in 2015. Now I rented out that property. For the last 5 years, RERA was also involved. Because at that point of time, RERA was not there. See, what I mean to say, most of the faculty members who were at the verge of the retirement, they booked that flat. So considering that in 5 years of time, maximum 5 years of time, we will get the flats and we will shift from BHU campus to that very society, post-retirement. And most of them, they were not able to get the flat even after 10 years of time. So they were forced and compelled to shift to another place. Some were forced to sell the flat without getting it registered. Why I am asking you this thing, that the kind of transparency which we are looking for, it is not there in the real estate.
Exactly, sir. My study is also saying the same. I'm also saying the same.
So you are saying after coming to the conclusion, but you initiated that with your research that there is a transparency.
No, sir. I just beg to differ. So if you just go through my research work, so even during the literature survey, only we could find that there is not enough transparency. Even RERA could not establish that. That's what we are talking about, and that is what even my participants all during pilot study also, during my discussion with the peer group also, everybody said that it is not there, and it is so helpful.
If you go through with your work, you will find that you have identified trust and the commitment and the transparency, 3 variables. After your finding, it is still there or not?
Transparency is still there. I have taken adoption. Firstly is awareness. Whether you are aware or not, what are the marketing ethics? Whether you are preferring a developer who is adopting marketing ethics or not. Then is whether
how can a common man is able to understand what exactly the marketing ethics?
That is why this awareness is required. That is why I am talking about that. That is why I am saying that awareness itself is not there. I don't know who is adopting, who is not.
Suppose I am aware. I'm aware that this builder is not transparent. So I'm supposed to go to the RERA. And I'm not going to be entertained.
There becomes your requirement. As a customer, first step is you are finding out your requirement. Okay, I require an apartment of this specification. The next thing is your options, you start comparing with. So at that point, you can start evaluating who are the developers who are adopting marketing ethics.
So that's why I'm asking you. That's why I'm asking you. I'm coming back to my first question. What is marketing ethics with respect to real estate? Define it. Now you have completed your research.
Yes, sir. So I have defined it in my through literature survey. I have established what marketing ethics is, and especially when it comes to
Define it.
As I
Just in 2 sentences, 3 sentences, try to define what exactly the marketing ethics are.
marketing ethics is about taking the ethical measures, which includes transparency, price fairness, and communication without concealment of facts, and which does not limit itself within the legal
Transparency is there, price fairness is there. Price fairness is there or not?
price fairness is also.
So do you think that the developers, they believe in that, they practice it?
I am not talking about developers. I am talking about what a customer requires and what should be.
So in any case, whatever limitation you have mentioned in your thesis, it is a two-dimensional work and you work on a single dimension. You got the opinion of the consumers, but you were not able to get the opinion of the developers, what they are claiming, what they are saying. So it should not be like a limitation. It is an incomplete work, na?
No, sir, because that can separately we can study, because it would be a different domain, because then there would be a total conflict and.
Like that is going to really establish what exactly the practice in terms of marketing ethics is in the market.
This inference is highly valuable and I can do a further study.
चल, हम आपसे इसलिए बात कर रहे थे, you are a professional, so that's why I'm asking you these questions. Come to your objective slide.
Sir, if I can intervene for a minute. This topic of real estate, what we discussed, I just appreciate your mention points. And I need to ask the question to this kind of researcher. Whatever you said, I agree with that, because I'm also a victim of that. The real estate, first of all, I report for the state of Odisha. I'll set up the state of Odisha. Just after 2 minutes. Now, in state of Odisha, there is a very dismal performance on real estate. Why I'm saying this? The revenue department, the Ministry of Revenue, they failed to answer these victims, these buyers. The matter is in High Court of Odisha for last 10 years.
What is the question?
No, what is the question? The transparency. I'm telling you.
Come to the objective part.
What is the question?
Generally, we have the discussion after the completion of presentation.
No, I'll just finish. I'll let the
Okay, there is no need to come to this slide. This is the suggestion to everyone who is sitting here that when we are framing, setting the objective, we are not supposed to write to study. ठीक है? It should not be like, आ रहा है आपके objective पे आ रहा है? Come to the objective. ठीक है? So in every objective you have written to study. It should not be like that. So it is not there for you. It is there for all the people who are sitting, that whenever you are going for framing the objective, to study is not should. It should be like to examine, to evaluate, to compare, whatever it is. ठीक है? Okay. Why you opted for this inferential quantitative method with for your research?
Yes, sir. So, as I could understand after the literature survey, that if it is a study based on hypothesis and the test results, so it would be the quantitative numbers can be applied for hypothesis and the testing. And based on that, we conducted the survey and we got data which we applied in statistical software and we got the output.
You said ki you are considering those respondents who are having a 6 lakh income. So it is a monthly income or per annum?
So per annum.
Per annum.
6 lakh and above.
So I don't think that, let me check it. I am not aware right now. Professor Panda might be aware that for MIG, do we consider the 6 lakh into a per annum or for HIG, do we consider it in 6 lakh? No, there is a different
The
criteria.
regulation, sir, it's in the regulation. It's in the West Bengal regulation, I have cited in my work.
Okay. It may be different from the rest of the state.
Different from the rest of the state.
Bank norms is already a norms.
Chaliye, matlab it is something which you are supposed to check. Okay, do you think that the kind of a data which you collected through the Google form or the phone calls, it was right, relevant, appropriate? To what extent you are able to justify that the data which you have collected with these means, it's right?
Yes, sir. Firstly, if we look at as I said, the LIG we did not consider with a mental bias that data. Yes, I am coming to that, sir. So we, with a mental bias that, it would be very difficult to communicate with the LIG customers, as far as the questions are
In your
concerned.
case, it's not difficult because you are already there in the industry, na? You are the person who was having the opportunity to interact with the customers. So for you, it's very easy to get it filled, your questionnaire physically with the customers rather than the rest of the people.
Physically also I collected some. So
what is the proportion?
proportion is, I will have to check that, I haven't captured it here. So
Tell me.
proportion is roughly 130, 150 I got through Google Form, and rest was mainly through, because it was within the Calcutta and the surrounding areas. So it was largely face to face only. And a couple where I could not meet them, so I collected over phone, which was very, very limited over phone.
Okay, and if you go through with your research gap, which you have identified through the literature review, come to this slide of the research gap. So according to you, number of the work has been done in the field of marketing ethics, but nothing has been done in the field of the real estate. Is it right?
Largely it is right, because in India,
It is there in the Indian context or the worldwide?
it is mainly in Indian context only. Worldwide, there are few, but there are not many significant works happened in even across world also. Real estate, marketing ethics. So that topic is not so far largely captured. So there is a further scope for study also, as you also suggested another dimension, that also can be further studies, which is not there at all.
I'm not saying that, because when you are writing something, you should have very, very clear understanding that it is not being done.
Yes.
I don't know to what extent you are able to have the access of the data, because being a professional, you might have not exposed with the kind of a data which is already there in the academic domain. So you should be very, very sure that when you are writing such thing that, okay, nothing has been done.
This last 3-4 years, I'm completely into this. There is nothing else I'm into. This is the only study I'm doing in last 3-4 years.
Have you searched on the Shodh Ganga that any PhD thesis has been submitted on this marketing ethics in real estate?
Yes, sir.
Have you searched?
Yes,
on the
I
Shodh
have
Ganga?
searched. I have searched all Indian context, whichever channels, including my mates who has done already PhD, the professors, everybody, because this, as I said,
It's a first of its kind.
discussing.
So it's the first of its kinds in India that your research paper will be there.
No,
Where you have started?
Significant.
Where you have started?
Yeah, so I have given 1 or 2 studies. Which
Why I'm asking you this
Where you have
question?
started?
Why I'm asking you this question? The reason is that if it is there, you can submit your report to the RERA office in West Bengal. If it is really there, it will be a valuable study. Otherwise, if it is not there, so I will not suggest.
I will definitely submit it, sir.
Okay.
I will definitely submit.
My last question, because Professor Panda is waiting online. My last question. what value you are going to add in academic domain by this particular research. See, what is the objective of the doing PhD or the research? One, that you are getting a PhD degree. Second, that you are contributing to the academic domain. So if you have to define, if you have to summarize your complete finding into one or two sentences, how you are going to summarize it?
Right, sir. So as you,
One or two sentences.
yes, sir. So as you rightly said, so it's all about adding to the body of knowledge. It's about the expansion and extension of the domain.
Just one or two
if I
sentences.
summarize that this study clearly tells the students and the future academicians that, the marketing ethics is impacting the consumer's choices, and it should be further extensively studied in other industries also.
No, this is not your contribution. What is your contribution to the field of the marketing ethics with reference to the real estate?
Yes, so my studies finding is my contribution. My study is finding that it is highly significant that the awareness have to be created, which is not there. The
Awareness, okay.
awareness of marketing ethics, and again further, the adoption of ethics by the developers, because customers are preferring, irrespective of the income range, which I have established, that is not moderating the relationship. That means that is saying that if a developer is ethical, he is following moral standards, so a customer would definitely prefer. But
Okay,
provided he is-
okay. Tell me what kind of an achievement you are going to have, because you are already working for more than 20 years.
Yes.
So you are working in the industry for more than 20 years. How this PhD degree is going to be helpful in your professional life?
So it has already helped me. As I said, for last 6 years, my thought process has totally
No,
transitioned.
that is different.
Now,
PhD degree.
yes. So
Is there any role?
this degree doesn't have any role. I had an ambition of getting into academics. Basically, I started my career with academics only. I was into education and training. I had a polytechnic diploma early on. So I was into education and training. And then gradually when I did my MBA, so I got into real estate.
Okay,
Now-
thank you. Professor Panda, over to you.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
I hope I'm audible, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, explicitly and exclusively, you have asked many questions, sir. Thank you very much for bringing on this aspect. Very nice presentation, Dhruvo. But what we would like to see is how our observation that we made on the thesis were actually responded in your thesis. When you are making a defense presentation, it is very important for the examiner to tell how the remark that they have made has been rebutted or responded in the thesis. So the last part of the presentation should have been on that issue, which was missing in the presentation. And I request the university authority to kindly see into this.
I could not hear you.
Whenever somebody is making a defense presentation, the examiner remarks has to be told loud and clear that how they responded in the thesis. That is one. The middle income group that you have taken as your, sir, which middle income group you have taken as yours, that income range that you have taken as your middle income group, right? MIG.
MIG and HIG both, anything and everything beyond 6 lakh rupees yearly income.
No, because MIG itself as a group is bifurcated into two parts. One is MIG1 and MIG2. So
Right,
one
sir.
is 6 lakh to 12 lakhs, another is 12 lakhs to 18 lakhs
Yes, sir.
of annual income. So which category you have chosen? It is 6 lakh to 12 lakh, right?
I have taken both plus HIG, that is beyond 18 lakh also I have taken.
Beyond 18 lakhs also you have taken. So
Yes, sir.
don't you think it will be a biased sample when you mix a different income group and mixing it up and then taking the responses? Because those who are earning 6 lakh per annum and those who are earning 18 lakhs per annum have different opinions.
Yes, sir. Largely, sir, if you see the project registered in RERA, these projects, whichever they qualify for RERA requirement, so these are largely MIG and HIG projects only. LIG projects, which are, say less than 8 apartments. So when there are minimum 8 apartments, it requires RERA registration. If it is minimum, 5,000 square feet, then it requires registration. So those parameters are also there. So that is why, by and large, we can say if we want to compare it with the legal framework in India, so then also it would be essential that we take consideration of those aspects, and that is why I studied in that. And as I said that of course, this is a minor limitation in the study. We can definitely extend it further and check the hygiene. But I think we just
Okay, thank you. My next question is when you are talking about
Sir, your voice is breaking,
your
sir.
voice is a bit
marketing
Sir, cannot hear you properly. So your voice is not
right?
coming. No, your voice was not coming.
Hear me?
Sir, your voice is not coming.
I'm saying that when you're talking about
So Panda, you are muted. Unmute yourself.
give me 1 second time. 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying that talking about marketing ethics, whether the marketer has followed ethical guidelines or not, when a customer will able to know? Only after experiencing the product, right?
So should I answer?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes. So I am saying that only when he is aware. He doesn't have to use his goods or service. He can know, he can evaluate if he is aware what is marketing ethics, and if he can check whether those things are followed by the seller or not.
Suppose, yes, sir told, given an example of himself about flat booking and not getting the flat on time. So unless the customer experience the product, how do he know that the promises that has been made by the marketer were not exaggerated or unjustified or irrational? So my sample, which I'm choosing as my respondent, must be people who have at least experienced the product after getting it. In every product, whenever we are taking customer satisfaction and customer delight as a variable, we're taking the opinion of the customers who have experienced the product at least once. Then only they can give a fair idea that whether the marketing ethics was followed by the marketers or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So is your sample constitute of people significantly who have experienced the product
Right,
or
sir.
service?
That way, yes, sir. You are very right, sir. That way, my sample set includes those people who have used the products largely, and the aspirants also.
You have included that sample, right?
Largely, they are the participants and some aspirants as well.
Okay. More. My next question is: suppose you have lived this journey of this PhD and you have done it good work on this marketing ethics, and now you're considered an expert in this subject. Suppose tomorrow after you are passing out from this PhD degree, somebody asks you that which book should I follow?
Sir, again, I cannot hear you. Last thing I heard is which book should I follow for marketing ethics? Is that the question?
To do
Can't hear you, sir. Your voice is breaking. It is distorting. I can't hear you.
Or technical which is low bandwidth. ठीक है चलो पूछ लो आंसर क्वेश्चन क्या है
ठीक है क्या हुआ डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया उनका
हाँ सर
अच्छा ma'am is there any other formality which we are supposed to do apart from these three format huh? I'm putting in this folder itself ये आप ये और कुछ देख लीजिए ठीक है दुर्गा देखो अब वो तो खत्म हो गया तो इनका इट्स ओवर नाउ
No, sir. I was asking, I heard the question, which book I should ask people to follow. So I heard that much. इसके बाद और कुछ सुना ही नहीं.
so madam you can talk to him on telephone that whether we can whether we can conclude it or because there is a network issue or be a live can we conclude just ask can we conclude आप इनको दे दीजिए फोन हाँ
Sir, this is Dhruva this side. You were asking which book should be followed. Yes. Yes.
We are going to do research in marketing ethics.
Yes, sir.
Two books
Yes, sir.
that you have studied.
Right, sir. So should I name these two? Yeah. One is sir Eagle and Doll, and Kotler also I have studied. So these two books would be
The general marketing book.
right.
It is the best renowned international bestseller for marketing ethics.
Yeah. So that way, that is Eagle and Doll, sir. They have various versions. So Eagle and Doll. I would suggest anybody who wants to study marketing ethics, it would be Eagle and Doll. Yes, sir.
So that's what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
एक
8 minutes, sir.
Professor Panda, let me introduce you. Myself, I am Sujit Kumar Dubey. I am presently working as a Dean, Institute of Management Studies, Banaras Hindu University. So nice meeting you. And Yeah. So it was nice meeting you, and I'm hopeful that we will be meeting again. I will call you because you're. No, no, it's all right. It happens. Sometimes it happens. Okay. There's no issue. So if you have concluded, so I can congratulate him. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So, Professor Dhruv Jyoti Sen, congratulations. And now we can call you as a Dr. Dhruv Jyoti Sen. Formally, you will be getting a degree at the time of your convocation. And I'm extremely sorry that I missed due to my issues, you were not able to get the degree in time in the month of the March. So I'm really sorry for that. But in any case, it's a big achievement if somebody who is working in the industry is getting a PhD degree. And the only thing is that it is just like a necklace that which you are putting on your neck, that if you are having a sufficient money, so you can put a heavyweight necklace which doesn't suits to you. So that is not supposed to be there the case. You have to justify your candidature that you are doctor and you know about the subject. Now, informally, certain thing I would like to share with you that I was expecting very high kind of high quality work from you because you were from the industry. And it was expected that the kind of data which you are able to get or fetch, it is not possible for the fresher. So that is missing in your work. So try to write a 200-page book incorporating all those things so that it will be valuable for the coming students. All the best. Thank you.
Allow me just for 30 seconds because Dr. is here. So Dr. Rajkumar is the actually orchestra for this because if you give the credit, he will get the credit.
It's something which is not there, that when somebody is working, he or she is working. Yes, it's true that there are support system, ecosystem which is there. Their mentors are there, supervisors are there, well-wishers are there. But at the end of the day, you have to prove yourself.
I was trying to answer you that missing part. Basically, we started with a very wider thing. Then when we were getting into it after 2 years with my supervisor and his guidance also, so we were finding it was becoming too complicated. Then they suggested you do this and post that.
But
I must study another study also.
That the marketer's perspective also should be there.
But then it is missing. See, if it was there from the fresher, it was a wonderful.
Yes. That was my contention. Anyway. So, but just one point, जो आपको अच्छा लगेगा, and Jyoti, it will be an input for your future work. Ethics has a price premium. Take the example of Godrej, Shobha, Oberoi. Those who are practicing ethics, they are getting better price of.
Yes.
So this is how you can.
Then only you can charge the premium price. चलो वो लेकिन एक चीज जरूरी है, देखो जरूरी है ज्योति, इस डिग्री की बड़ी वक़्त है, तो अब कंसेप्चुअली अपने को स्ट्रांग करो. देखो उन्होंने तुमसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा कि आपने किताब कौन सी पढ़ी. ये चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए.
मैंने आपको लेवल लिविंग दिया था.